All right, so picture this. You have Moses and Aaron, two brothers, walking right into the throne room of Pharaoh, the most powerful man on the entire planet. They don't have an army, they don't have political leverage, all they have is a message from God. A God this king doesn't even recognize. This is supposed to be it. The moment it all begins. The start of freedom.
But what if it isn't? What happens when you do exactly what God asks you to do, and everything gets unbelievably, catastrophically worse? This is the gut-punch question at the heart of Exodus chapter 5. And let's be honest, it's a question a lot of us have probably asked in our own lives. You take that step of faith, you do the right thing, and bam, life just falls apart. This chapter, it's really the anatomy of a faith crisis.
So let's jump into that first confrontation. And you gotta notice, Moses and Aaron, they go straight to the top. No middlemen, no sending a messenger. They walk right into the lion's den themselves to deliver God's message. Can you imagine the sheer courage that took? Standing in front of a man who was literally considered a god on earth? It's just staggering.
And listen to the authority in this message. It's not, hey, Pharaoh, Moses was thinking it might be a nice idea. No, it's, thus saith the Lord God of Israel. This is a command, a royal decree from the creator of the universe to a mere earthly king. Now, on the surface, the request seems kind of reasonable, right? Just a 3-day trip for a religious festival. But don't be fooled. This is a showdown from the very first word.
And here it is, Pharaoh's reply. It's instant, it's arrogant, and it is just dripping with contempt. Who is the Lord? I mean, you can almost hear the sneer in his voice. This isn't a genuine question. It's a total dismissal. In his world of Egyptian gods, this God, Yahweh, is a complete nobody. Pharaoh's the one with the power, the armies, the throne. And his answer is a hard no. 2 parts. I don't know your God, and I'm not letting your people go. End of discussion.
And this right here, this is the heart of the entire story. Pharaoh, in his pride, has just thrown down the gauntlet. By asking, "Who is the Lord?" he has no idea that he just asked the exact question God is about to spend the next several chapters answering. And that answer isn't just for Pharaoh. It's for all of Egypt, for all of Israel, and for us, for all time. The stage is officially set for a demonstration of power like nothing the world has ever seen.
But see, Pharaoh doesn't just say no. A simple refusal isn't enough for his massive ego. He hits back. He decides to punish the Israelites for even having the audacity to dream of freedom. His goal is to crush their spirits so completely that they never, ever dare to hope again.
Pharaoh's plan is just brilliantly cruel. It's not just about more work. It's about sabotage. He tells them, the daily quota for bricks, that stays the same. But that straw you need to make them? Yeah, you're not getting that from us anymore. This forces them to split their focus. It drains all their energy. It is a system literally designed for them to fail.
The day-to-day of this new policy is just brutal. They need straw to bind the mud for the bricks, but now they have to scatter across the whole country, desperately looking for scraps of stubble, all while trying to meet the exact same quota as before. And Pharaoh is very clear about his motive. He wants to make them so busy, so completely exhausted, that Moses' message of hope will sound like empty, foolish words.
And the result of this? It's utterly tragic. The very people who were just beginning to feel a little flicker of hope are now thrown into an even deeper, darker pit of suffering. That hope is gone, replaced by pure, raw despair.
And this new rule has immediate, painful consequences. The Egyptian taskmasters, they hold the Israelite foremen, men from their own tribes, responsible for the quotas. So when the impossible isn't achieved, these foremen are beaten. It's a horrible tactic that creates division, turning brother against brother, and focusing all their anger directly on Moses and Aaron.
This quote, it's just heartbreaking to read. The foremen, fresh from being beaten, they find Moses and Aaron and they just unload on them and listen to their words. They're not just saying, hey, this isn't working. They are accusing them, saying, you've made us stink in Pharaoh's eyes. You've given him the perfect excuse to kill us. In their eyes, Moses didn't bring a lifeline. He brought a death sentence.
And that's the devastating irony of it all. The men God sent to be saviors are now being blamed for making the suffering even worse. Their first big act of obedience has led to total rejection, not just from their enemy, but from the very people they came to rescue. I mean, from any normal human perspective, this mission is an absolute catastrophe.
So that brings us to the emotional core of this entire chapter. After getting this verbal beatdown from his own people, Moses doesn't get defensive. He doesn't argue. He just takes his broken heart, all his confusion, all his disappointment, and he takes it straight to God.
Seriously, just try to put yourself in Moses' sandals for a minute here. He stepped out on a limb. He did this incredibly scary thing. He confronted Pharaoh. And what was the result? His people are suffering more than ever. The enemy's heart is even harder. And that big promise from God about deliverance? Right now, it must feel like a cruel joke. The whole situation seems completely hopeless. And what he says next is one of the most raw, honest prayers you'll find anywhere in the Bible. It's not a prayer, it's a complaint. He's not using fancy religious words. He's basically shouting at God, "Why? Why did you send me just to make things worse? You haven't done a single thing you promised." He lays the entire failure right at God's feet. It's an amazing picture of how we can and should be completely honest with God. And that's where the chapter leaves us, just hanging on this question. Is this a failed mission, or is this something else entirely? Is it possible that this rock-bottom moment of total despair is actually a necessary part of the plan? Maybe things had to get this bad. Maybe human effort had to fail so completely that when deliverance does come, nobody, not Moses, not the Israelites, and especially not Pharaoh, could have any doubt about where the real power came from. The answer to Moses' desperate cry is about to unfold, and that answer is going to change the world forever.